are our new fave cast members actors, plus Jay and Kayla's sexy coming out party. That's all coming up on 90 Day Fiancé News Weekly.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hello, 90 Day fans. This is the show where we break down all the week's hot news headlines about the cast, the show, and give a little bit of our input. We, of course, hope you're joining us live on YouTube, where you can chime in the live chat. We will be bringing up all of your input as well. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Christy Olsen, and you know her from the 90 Day Fiancé after show and all the spinoff after shows here at AfterBuzz. Hello, Linda and Tweet.
Hi.
How are you today?
I am great. Feeling a little rockerish.
I like that. I like that. And you always have a long 90-day day here on Wednesdays covering all the shows.
Yeah, 90 Day Fiancé the other way, 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days, the Family Chantal. We're all in it. We're all knee deep in it, and we love it. Mm-hmm.
Well, I love that you kick off your 90-day evening with us here talking about all the latest news, because Linda always has her finger on the pulse of what's going down, and you guys can always catch me on 90 Day Fiancé News daily right here, also on AfterBuzz Reality TV. But today we're kicking off with a shocking top story. I have to say, this one surprised even me, and I'll give you all the details. So we're talking about Caesar and Maria from the brand new season Before the 90 Days. Mm-hmm. And this guy has captured all of our hearts. I would say, I think we're all feeling bad for him. We are all 1,000,000% sure that he's being scammed. Agreed?
Oh, for sure, he's a bazillion.
Absolutely, by his Ukrainian love, Maria. Mm-hmm. But there were some details that came out the last couple days online that may offer a different take here on this story. Okay, so Caesar is an aspiring actor, model, and comedian. Notice how he did not mention that amongst his nail tech work on the show. But there's been unearthed an old acting profile from like one of those sites that helps people get gigs, where he posted like some very sexy photos where he looks a little different than he does now, and kind of one of those things where, you know, he's saying, hey, hire me as a model and actor. Not only that, Linda, but one of his clients from the nail studio allegedly wrote this whole thing on Reddit about everything that he revealed to her while he was shooting the show. So, allegedly, Caesar and Maria broke up before filming started, and TLC knew that, but they decided to move forward with Caesar and Maria's storyline anyway, and that Maria was not into doing this show. She did not want to film, she didn't want to be on camera, but that she eventually sort of seceded because she wanted to do it for Caesar, because he thought that this is going to boost his new career, right?
Okay. If you're listening on the podcast and not watching, I am so disappointed, first and foremost, because I spent 2+ hours feeling sad for this guy. Like, oh my God, he is like so about love. He might be a little bit naive. Mm-hmm. He's completely being catfish. He's sending all this money that he doesn't have, taking loans that he doesn't have to send to this girl who never wants to be with him and is canceling trip after trip after trip with the lamest excuses ever. And then I was like, when I found this out, I was like, oh, so you're getting scammed and then you're scamming us.
Well, this
Not
person,
cool.
She also alleges that Caesar and Maria were in a long-term serious relationship, but just happened to break up before the show. Now, that does seem fairly far-fetched. Reportedly, Maria didn't want to move here, and he didn't want to move to the Ukraine, and that's what ultimately led to the breakup.
Okay, but they've never met. That's still true. So you can be in a 5-year relationship long distance, but have never met your partner. Mm-hmm. That sounds ridiculous to me. To me, if she got the money and then she found out that, guess what, he's going to be on a TV show, and she was like, you know, peace out, because I'm not trying to really be with you, that makes sense to me. The rest is not. Scandalous. Caesar, how dare you?
We may have gotten to the bottom of that one, but he's not the only one that's being accused of, like, this acting scam,
guys,
right?
We're all actors here, apparently. So Ziad, who we have met from the Before the 90 Days this weekend, or as well, apparently is an actor as well. He was he played some type of like FBI police guy in some movie, and it was discovered online because, you know, guys, we're all sleuths.
We do have the receipts on this one.
Yes, so people are saying that this is also a scam relationship between him and Rebecca, and Rebecca actually responds on the internet saying, y'all, I want everyone to know that our story is 100% legit. Keep watching and you'll see. It never occurred to me that the obvious assumption that viewers would think he's an actor. Our story is fake. I assure you, ... everything we go through on the show is real. She also responded just today on Instagram about seeing herself for the first time on TV, and she joked about like the ring light and the filters and all of that stuff, and she basically was like, I know you trolls are out there, bring it.
Man, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like they're going to come anyway. You probably don't have to invite them, Rebecca.
Yeah. So I am a little bit interested in how many actors there are on this 90 Day, because last week we talked about Elizabeth and her rekindling her acting career. So it's unfortunate. I know.
Our chat roll is saying at least one half of all these couples want to be in the business. Kimberly says, aren't they all aspiring entertainers?
I mean, are they? Because when I first started with this 90 Day franchise, I know a lot of it was like real love, like those first few seasons. And now I think as the drama ramps up, maybe you get some actors in there to ramp it up for you.
That's not a bad idea. There were always those rumors about Breaking Amish, which was also a TLC show. However, that's been off the air for years, and that's never been corroborated.
Man.
I just like to say the word corroborated.
Corroborated. Ashley and Jay. So Ashley and Jay have been just all over the news. And I mean, I don't even know where to start. So let's start with Jay's announcement from last week, because that's where we left off. So we were waiting patiently for Jay to respond on social media, and to our delight, he did. And he basically said, this past month has been very eye-opening for me. I've lost and I've gained, but most of all, I've learned a lot. This situation has made me realize all who are with me and all who are against me.
Yeah,
and I've been
he's
given
like thanking everybody for donating to the GoFundMe, right?
Yeah, I've been given a second chance, and he's going to make the best of it, and so on and so forth. He talks about the GoFundMe account, and he thanks everyone that contributed to that. And he basically gives one last dig to Ashley, where he says, one last thanks to the people who walked into my life and made it better, and thanks to the ones that walked out and made it amazing. And what I thought about was funny about this post, if you look in the comments, Larissa comments, and she says, who against the king will die?
I love her.
And then so here he is, and then what we've seen as well is that he's posting a lot from his past. So we see Jay with his tattoo buddies, and he's basically saying he was scared in the courthouse, but then when he looked behind him, he saw that all his tattoo family was behind him, so he knew if he can get through this, he can basically get through anything.
Yeah, his boss talked to In Touch Weekly this week and revealed that he himself is an immigrant who has also done time, and that was kind of his motivation behind helping Jay.
But don't you think it's interesting that he talks about having a boss? Because if you technically do not have your green card, how are you working, and therefore how do you have a boss?
First thought.
Just
but
saying.
also, is that how Jay is still here and isn't in ICE lockup and stuff? Like, was he able to get some kind of work visa through this tattoo shop?
So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking because...
You know about this stuff.
Yeah, so I'm thinking... Because remember last week I had questions about bailing out of ICE? Because if it was that easy, I'm sure more families would raise money and do that for their loved ones. However, if he was held on the PFA that Ashley put out, then he could bail out. So I think that he was in detention, but he was in detention for the PFA and not for immigration. Because once you're in ICE detention, you're in ICE detention until they say you're not, or they deport you. So I think there's a little bit of clarification that needs to happen there, because I don't think you can bail out of ICE detention.
Yeah, what you're saying makes a lot of sense. It also directly goes against something Ashley said earlier this week, that Jay was about to get arrested anyway, right? That ICE notified her that they were coming to get him, like on the Monday. This was Thursday, and then the PFA got him arrested anyway. And
so this is what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking the PFA got him arrested, and then they got there before ICE got there, and that's why he was detained.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes, but so how is he not in jail now then?
And so if we go on our logic, then if his boss bailed him out, his boss can also sponsor him with a work visa. So perhaps he's here with a work visa.
Okay. Oh, hey. I think we're making way here.
So Ashley did an interview with Us Weekly recently, and she basically claims that Jay cheated on her not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 6 times with 6 different girls during their marriage. And she says that even with the current girl, she's not the only current girl. So we see that Jay has posted a lot with this new girl, Kayla, that we've heard a lot about.
Yeah, they went Insta official yesterday.
They went Insta official.
With a very NSFW, not safe for work, caption. Did you see this?
I did see it.
The suggestive emojis.
I mean, apparently they're in love.
They are, and you know what? I like it. I say let him have his hottie young girlfriend.
Yeah, so she's basically saying that she doesn't care if Jay gets deported. She's saying that he wants half of her stuff and spousal support, and said that basically he wanted to get with her all the way up until the point that he got arrested.
Yeah, I found that interesting.
Which I think is interesting. So he's apologizing, gets arrested, and then it's really over. And
according to Ashley.
According to Ashley. And what's interesting is that they asked her in the interview if he apologized again and said, I'm so sorry, would you take him back? She says, on one hand, when hell freezes over, but then she says, but maybe. Did you see that? Did you catch that part?
Yes, because she's just trying to keep us all talking. Even this interview was on a press tour that she admits she set up herself with her manager because she was promising on Monday all day long some kind of a big announcement that never came. This interview was part of that. She also is suggesting that she's dating another celebrity, which also seems that let's talk about this thirst trap for a second.
Okay, so she has been flirty with the Bachelor alum Christian Estrada, and they exchanged Insta stories, and she shared a heart-eyed emoji on her Insta story saying blinded from the start, and he reposted it, and we see it here. And so is she saying, because there's rumors that she might have her own show, dating show, perhaps he'll be on it, perhaps they'll appear together on a Bachelorette show, who knows, that franchise, but she's kind of throwing it out there that something is in the works.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go with that this is just a huge shameless publicity stunt, because after posting this is only for attention. We had no idea that she was even in contact with this guy. She gave us the know by posting it on her Insta story. She then posted a blog about her post, like a news story, and wrote, "Oh, I also ate a Big Mac that day. Why don't you report that?" We did exactly what you wanted us to do, Ashley. Don't make fun of us and don't block us. But he is on Bachelor in Paradise, the new season, which also premieres, I believe, this week or next week or something. So I think this is just some mutual...
It premiered on Monday, Tuesday this week.
Thank you, Bree, in the booth. And I think this is just some mutual publicity, WHOR-ING.
Maybe. I do think she's going to get a dating show. She also went live this week with one of her friends, and she spilled the tea about why she walked out on the tell-all, which I thought was interesting. And she didn't say it because she said she was still under this, NDA, but her friend was able to say it. So she said it was Mother's Day weekend, and she was told that she'd be done by a certain time, or that she'd be able to talk to her children by a certain time.
Done filming?
Correct.
Oh, this was during the actual tell-all shoot.
During the tell-all shoot, yes. And so she was told that she'd be able to go and talk to her kids. They weren't done, and the time passed, and so she walked off because she wanted to go speak to her kids, and that's why she left. So, I mean, at least we have a reason now.
We talk so much about Ashley, and we have to do that, and I just have to say, if we didn't have another Ashley story for the rest of the week, or even for a couple weeks, I wouldn't mind.
I'm still Team Ashley.
I know you are, and that's good, because I know that she has a lot of fans, and we got to represent them too. The chat roll is pointing out, and a ton of people were going in on this, about Kayla looking like Ashley. Which, I guess I see it. It's the blonde bombshell thing. They are both gorgeous. They both have incredible bodies. Do you see a resemblance?
I think this is what I'm going to say. And I'm going to be careful with my words. I think that sometimes, especially when you're in a homogenous society and born and raised in a homogenous society, you have a specific type because it's so different than what you're used to, and then that type tends to look the same, but they're not necessarily actually looking the same, but they're the same type. So if I was born and raised in Jamaica and dated only Jamaicans because I was Jamaican, and then I moved to the U.S., I might think that brown hair and brown eyes is my type because it's so exotic and different than what I'm used to. So I think it's more something like that.
Okay, well, that makes sense.
Yep.
That makes a ton of sense. But did Nicole come for Ashley or something? Am I not the only one who's over this girl?
Well, actually, no, because during that live feed on her Insta stories, when Ashley went live and declared the whole tell-all thing,
Yeah.
Nicole actually chimed in. So Nicole was actually on the live chat with her.
Wow.
And Ashley was saying that she was going on a girls' trip and was inviting Nicole, and Nicole was like, she was like, oh, do you ever come to New York very often? Ashley asked Nicole. And Nicole laughed and said, no, I only go to New York when I'm paid to go to New York. The shade. The shade.
So Ashley didn't catch that? She didn't have a
Also,
response?
guys, here's a picture of Stacey and Ashley next to it.
Oh, Kayla and Ashley
Kayla and
next
Ashley.
to each other. Yes. Oh, you know what? That is a striking resemblance.
There's a resemblance.
It really
for sure.
is. But did Ashley come back at Nicole for that, or was it a joke?
No, it was her basically saying that if she's not being paid by TLC
No. This is her going in on Ashley about the sugar daddy in New York.
No. This was just last week, like a few days ago.
Yeah.
A few days ago when they were talking about...
No, I don't think I'm confused. I think we have two different opinions on what she meant.
Okay.
I think she was shading Ashley about the sugar daddy.
I think she was saying that if TLC doesn't pay her to go to New York City, then she's not going.
Well, let's talk about that for a moment. Let's get into some Nicole and Asin news, because Nicole did address some sort of fan speculation that she's done with the show. So she did a little Q&A on Insta Stories a few days ago, and someone kind of said, hey, it looks like you aren't really that into the show anymore. Are you still going to keep doing it? And Nicole's response was simply, the only thing I'm into is Asin. Which certainly makes it sound like she could be done with the show. She also clarified and said that her and Asin still together, plans to get married, still on.
Yeah.
And now they are planning for him to come to the United States.
Yeah.
And not only that, but kind of supporting this idea that maybe she's done with the show. She has returned to her pre-fame job of working as a barista at, I think it's a huge chain and she's publicized it, so I think we can say that she's working at Starbucks again. So, kind of returning to her pre-celebrity life, maybe, and she still needs a way to support herself and May and Asin. And not only that, but as a mom, she got a little bit ashamed this week for May having pierced ears. All right, this girl can't catch a break. Everyone's coming at her about her relationship, and now they're coming at her about her daughter's big hoop earrings. This is 5-year-old May. Linda, I can tell that you cannot wait to tell us what you think about this.
Yeah, so it wasn't just of her pierced ears, right?
Yeah.
So it was because she's wearing big hoop earrings like I'm wearing. Is it appropriate for a 5-year-old to have hoop earrings on? That was the discussion and the debate online.
Is it because people think hoop earrings are kind of like a sexy thing? Or is it just because, they're heavy, they can hurt your ears? No child needs to be doing that to their ears.
I think it's more about it's a sexy thing, and it's for adults, and she's 5.
Okay.
So what do you guys think? Do you think that hoop earrings are appropriate for a 5-year-old? You guys weigh in the live chat, weigh in our comments. I'd love to hear your view.
I think you see kids running around in little plastic kitten heels all the time, and I think if it's a cutesy play and dress up kind of a thing, I don't have any kids because I'd be a terrible mom, so why am I weighing in on this? Kimberly in the chat says #save May.
That Save May, Free May thing is hilarious to me.
Oh boy. Nakia said, at this point, I'm not sad for Nicole and mad at her. I'm just disappointed with her. Carol goes in a little harder and says, Nicole is delusional. Why hasn't anyone addressed that she sends money to Asin but has a baby to support? WTF. Well, apparently she's not having too hard of a time supporting May because she can keep her sparkling and all those hoop earrings.
That's right. And she's back to Starbucks, and she's back to promoting on her Instagram.
Yeah, she posted a weight loss product, which actually Ashley herself also just posted today.
Yes, we have both of those.
We do, and Nicole got some flack on this. Hasn't been up long enough quite for people to come at Ashley yet, but people came at Nicole for this. Everyone just sort of said, hey, yeah, what about exercise and working out and eating healthy? And What are your thoughts on this? I'm kind of split on this whole thing.
I think that she shared openly her whole weight loss journey and trying to get fit, and I think she jumps on it, she goes off it, she jumps on it, she goes off it, so she's not very consistent. But what I will say is this: I think that everyone's fitness journey is different, and if she feels like this product is going to aid in her journey, then there's nothing wrong with that.
Right. I mean, do you get mad at actors who do voiceovers for stuff?
Listen,
You know,
people
it's
are
like,
watching her. She's a single mom. She's got to get her hustle on. Plus, she is trying to get fit and healthy for the longest time. So I'm not mad at her. Go ahead and get that ad. Go ahead and try that Boom Body weight loss 7-day cleanse. And if it works for you, good on you.
Absolutely. And you know what? We also can probably kind of confirm that Nicole has not had at least much plastic surgery, probably none. So I think a lot of times when people come at celebrities for those kind of weight loss products and promoting that, it's because those celebrities are photoshopped, they're plastic surgerized, they're a lot of things that Nicole really isn't in that world quite so heavy. Wouldn't you agree?
I agree with you 100%.
Let's get to Paul and Carini.
Oh, Paul. Okay, so we saw on this last episode that Paul wants Carini to do a DNA test again, and it's because as he was looking through her phone doing the translation, he sees that some guy pops up on her phone and they're talking English, and so he gets completely jealous. Who is this? And she says that it's the son of one of the ladies that's sending her money, and that they're just friends, and they help. And at first, I have a thought about that, but I'm gonna put it aside for a second.
Yeah, because that should be the biggest news part right there.
To me.
Yeah,
you're getting money from elsewhere out of this relation. Okay. So, but that's not the first time we've heard Paul accuse her of cheating. So he said in July 2018 that she cheated on him with the fitness Instagram model Joe.
I mean, I can understand it. We're looking at him right here.
Okay, but Joe is openly gay.
Oh,
so Joe called him out on it and said, you don't know what you're talking about. You're calling me a homewrecker, and I'm clearly not, because I basically don't swing that way.
And he's been in a relationship for like 6 years.
There you go. And then there was a video that surfaced of another guy, and maybe the reason why Paul is asking for this paternity test, but it wasn't clear if the photos were before they got together or after. But it's this guy, and he has his arms around Carini, and he picks her up in the air, and people say, this is possible? Could he possibly be the dad? And we know now that obviously he's not.
Right.
And then in 2017...
But this does look super suspect. And if I was Paul, this might be something that would raise a concern for me.
Okay,
the rest of his stuff is completely crazy.
Okay, but
this is like a little,
we don't know when these pictures were taken. This guy can maybe be trying to get his 15 minutes of fame because he knows Carini is on 90 Day Fiancé. We don't know why they were posted and when these pictures were taken. But in 2017, Paul said she was also talking to a man named Alex, and he said, when you love someone, you don't call or talk about sex with any other man or blow up any other man's phone. Carini told him he was a bad person and that she loved Alex. So
but we didn't get any screenshots of those messages.
No, we just saw it on Facebook, but it was a post and delete, so they're no longer on Facebook. But what I will say about this, I think that at the end of the day, Paul has some insecurities about Carini, and even though she's the mother of his children, he's still very insecure about it. Especially, I mean, I have questions, Carini. Who are these people that are sending you money that you don't know, and why? And Paul, if Paul's not providing, is it okay to be married and be in a relationship and accept like tokens and money from other people? Is that okay?
I mean, I'm not going to turn down any dime that someone wants to throw my way. And I think for someone like Carini, it's probably very easy. Like, she has fans, and she likes to talk to people on the internet. I can see someone kind of sliding into her DMs being like, oh my God, I love you so much. And her kind of, once you maybe get to know her, being revealing about the fact that, she hasn't made money from the show lately and that Paul isn't working. And it's a very sob story that I think if someone was a fan and watched the show could easily think like, oh, hey, you know what? I'm just going to shoot this girl $100, $200. She's pregnant. She needs it.
Wow.
I'm not surprised that it's happening. Whether she should accept it or not, I mean, yeah, why not?
Yeah, I don't know. There's something that's
weird.
just gross to me about that. I don't know why. I just think it's weird. I think it's not like it's not like she has a GoFundMe saying, "Hey, we need help with the baby," or blah 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 blah. It's just
Wouldn't that be worse?
No, because you're going back and forth with someone. Obviously, what are they getting out of the relationship besides?
They get to be Carini's friend. They're probably a huge fan. They probably love the show.
So your fan is just sending you money? I don't know. I think it's weird. I'm not comfortable with
I think
that.
it probably happens a lot more than we think it does.
Yeah.
Our chat roll is chiming in. They just wish Carini would get a new man. Cabo says Paul is such a flake. He doesn't blame Carini. And Carol said she should really get some help so they can have a happy life.
Yep.
Wow, agreed. Dang, you guys are going hard today. Well, let's talk about one last new couple that we saw on the brand new season of Before the 90 Days. Darcey, I always do that. Darcey and her new man, Tom. Darcey gave an exclusive interview to People magazine this week, and she said that while she was kind of getting things started with Tom, Jesse, yes, old school Jesse, jerk Jesse, was trying to get back with her. He wanted to come visit her in the United States, and it really seemed like he wanted to kick things up again. Obviously, just knew that filming was going down or something, and, wanted to get on TV, which was always his MO, I think. Agreed?
Agreed. I mean, I think especially when he found out and threw the shade with the ring photo. So she posted the ring photo, and he was like, "This is trash."
A ring that Tom gave her.
That Tom gave her. This is trash. But like, Jesse, why do you care? You're trying to stay relevant. That's why you care. But I will say this: after seeing Darcey, and I love Darcey.
Me too.
But after seeing her this week, I have some questions because she really does talk about him way too much. Like, are you over Jesse for sure? 100? Because I feel like she was definitely brokenhearted, and knowing her and meeting her, she really is like a big open heart.
Yeah.
So I can see how it would take a lot of time for that wound to heal.
Yeah, and I think she wants to be a good reality star. Like she wants to give us what we want as fans, and she knows that that's her, pining over Tom, and that makes great TV, and I love her for that.
But what I'm saying is that she really is, in person, that, like, emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, she takes things in deeply.
Okay, well, while you're busy name dropping over there, have you ever met her twin sister?
She was not there. I've not met Stacey yet.
Stacey is a taken woman herself. Let's talk about this for a second. Stacey has been dating a man named Florian for 4 years. They're actually engaged. He's from Albania. He's a model and fitness influencer.
27.
Yes, and it sort of seemed like, now, we know her from Pillow Talk.
Yeah.
Why are we not watching her relationship unfold on 90 Day Fiancé like everyone else? What could possibly be preventing the producers from casting her and her boyfriend on this show? It's not that she doesn't want attention. They're both very open on social media about their relationship. She posted a really fun, like, well-produced video earlier this week, like when Darcey's new season was coming out, kind of putting attention on her and Florian. So I think it's safe to say, she wants it. Why is it not happening?
I think that they're in full production right now, but what I do think is maybe, perhaps after this, Before the 90 Days, it's quite possible that they're saving it for the twin special where Darcey has secured her fiancé and Stacey already has her fiancé, so the spinoff could be the twins moving forward getting married.
Ooh, I'd watch that.
Yep.
Everybody in the chat roll, would you watch that?
Of course they would.
Okay, we have a few more minutes. Let's talk about some dueling music videos.
Listen, last week when
a feud is a feud. Oh, you know what? I'm so sorry. Before we get into that, let's check in with our chat roll. Cass says Darcey needs to grow, and Mendez said Darcey was cute on Pillow Talk. She made some thoughtful comments and some really funny ones, if I do say so myself. Carol's not so convinced. She said Darcey seems high maintenance, but seems to have a good heart. Agreed.
Kimberly Mayfield said Darcey just transferred her feelings from one guy to the next. Any guy can be her soulmate as long as they give her what she wants. Woo!
Hey, more power to her, man.
Yes.
Way to not be picky.
Guys, last week was the week of videos and music videos, that is. So last Thursday, both Colt and Larissa dropped music videos that they were in. So Colt was in the Alex Winston video, and he kind of played the love interest of Alex. And Larissa didn't say anything, but she just dropped that she was in Brian Harvey's music video with her new man, Eric, and they played themselves, basically, as far as I'm concerned. And I listened to both music videos, and what were your thoughts? Did you think one song stood out over the other, or one video stood out over the other?
Absolutely. So the thing here is that Alex Winston is a real pop star and had clearly some label money behind her video. The other one is a complete indie project, and I don't believe that artist is known at all or is established in any way. So there are major changes just in that regard. The song, the Alex Winston song, is awesome. I love it. Seeing Colt in that kind of role creeped me out a little because he plays this leading man and he's supposed to be sexy, and I don't really find him sexy, so it's a little much. But Alex is great. Him and Alex have great chemistry on camera, and it really is a cute video. The Larissa and Eric thing, just full-on creep factor, a little much, and I just don't think it's a good look for anyone to put out something that is that poorly produced. Wait until you have the money. Find someone who will do it for free. The song is fabulous. The singer is talented, but it doesn't matter if it looks that poorly produced.
Okay, I'm sorry that I'm gonna seem a little harsh.
Okay.
And that's because the standards in music video, in my opinion, are high. And if you look at any music video by any real artist, they are highly, highly, highly produced and fantastic. I thought both of these videos were trash. I think the songs were not good. But I do think it was great publicity for both of the artists. I know it was harsh, but sorry, that's how I feel. No,
the artists are smart. You got a good point there.
Yep.
All right, well, before we wrap this up, let's really quick play a little round of Do We Ship It?
Do we ship it? So in this section, we talk about a couple that we like or don't like, and whether we think they're going to make it the long haul or we think that they're not going to make it. So this week we have Rebecca and Ziad. We just got introduced to them before the 90 days, and we know that Ziad is much younger than Rebecca. We know that Rebecca filters all her photos before she sends them, and I think they have a little weird relationship personally. I don't have an issue with the age. I do have an issue with her not being 100% honest with him in A, how she looks, B, that she's still married, and now finding out that he's an actor. I feel like they're both in it for the wrong reasons. So I am shipping it, meaning I'm not for it. I don't think it's going to be long term. I don't think it's going to last. What do you think?
You're shipping them out. Well, let's not forget that he lied as well. He told her that he lives in America when they first started talking. So, I mean, yeah, you're right. Any relationship built on a lie probably cannot stand. And I think that this woman maybe has some things that she should work on just as a single lady. You know, she seems great and she's seen a lot of crap in her job as a PI. And I think maybe she just needs to deal with some stuff that she's been through before she jumps into a relationship.
And not only that, Christy, she's been married 3 times. You've done the international thing with the Moroccan. It didn't work out. And you're still married to him. Stop it. Just stop it.
Yep. I'm shipping her and Ziad out too.
Naz says ship it big time. Agreed.
On that note, Naz, where can all of our fabulous live chatters reach out to you if they want to do so, Linda?
Guys, you can follow me all across social media at Linda Is So Girly. Hit me up there. And stay tuned for more 90 Days Today right here on AfterBuzz TV.
And you can watch 90 Day Fiancé News daily, every day, right here on AfterBuzz Reality. And you can always hit me up at Christy Reports. Send in your juicy scoops if you find them, your screenshots. We will discuss it all. We'll see you right back here next Wednesday. Have a good one.
Bye, guys.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.